A very good day and a warm welcome once again to yet another video on our series of events. Today's topic is planning of events. A bit about myself, Sheetal Gupta, an assistant professor at the AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology. For any further queries, you may kindly contact me on my email address that is mentioned here, and I shall be happy to revert back to each and every one of you. So let us start our topic on planning of events. Planning an event takes into consideration a lot of points, the primary ones being principles of planning, the steps in planning, and of course, the consultation with the client, wherein we set objectives, choose a date, decide whom to invite, create the theme for the event, and set the event agenda. The principles of planning. We must realize what is the purpose of our event. What experience or feel do we want our guests to have? Planning an event is impossible without clear set objectives. A clear understanding of objectives can be the key of successful event management. Hence, your event objectives must be SMART. When we say SMART, it means S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for realistic, and T for time specific. Hence, all our event management objectives must be always very, very SMART, wherein we are able to carefully focus on the event mission, concise and quantifiable form of events, and the objectives can be realized given the human, financial, and physical resources available to us. The second part, the budget planning. The second most principle of event management after setting the objectives is budget planning and control. Effective budget management minimizes your risks. Delivering a great event is easy with unlimited funds, but great management is required to produce an event within a constrained budget. Hence, the budget of the event sets the agenda for the entire plan and the final outcome of any event. The third point here is knowing your target audience. The event can be of any type. It could be a formal event or a conference. It could be an informal event as in a wedding, banquet, or a birthday party. If you are doing a product launch event, then you must identify the target audience of that product. It is vital to know so that you can build an event around them, because it must be your event objective to make the audience aware about the product, the pricing of the product, the actual outcome of the product, the usage of the product, the advantages of the product. So when we are doing a product launch as an event, the audience must be well known and the market segment that we are targeting must be well clarified. Timelines. Yet another guideline is following timelines, determining what has to happen and when. A large event involves complex time management, scheduling, and coordination of other people's activities, such as the catering, the audio-visual, the digitals, the technological setup, as well as the venue preparation. Timeliness is yet another factor of good event management. Hence, time guidelines must always be respected and followed. Delivery of service on time is how it makes a great event. The venue selection. The venue selection may seem simple, but the importance of finding the right venue should not be underestimated. This involves a lot of research, contracts, and cost negotiations, and building working relationships with the venue manager. A proper one. Hence, proper care must be taken to select the correct venue for correct event. The venue selection also follows in to managing the suppliers. Supplier management is an important part of event management, and every event involves plenty of suppliers, right from the caterers to the lighting to the diverse suppliers. They all need a proper contract, shortlisting, negotiating their costs, and finalizing their contracts. From there on, the efficient management of all your suppliers, ensuring that they fulfill their roles on time and within a budget, is essential to the success of your event. This is of prime importance to pay attention to have narrowed down to the correct suppliers for your event, who will, in face of adverse conditions, yet deliver the product and the service on time for the success of your event. Marketing and communications. It's never a case if you build that they will come. Delivering to an audience requires marketing the promise of the event will deliver. Today, marketing plays a very important role in the success of your event. It involves various channels across direct mailers, social media, Instagram, Facebook pages, as well as digital marketing. The event marketing planners and the event planners actually pay a lot of attention to actually the media which plans up your events, especially in cases of fairs, exhibitions, large conferences, large presentations. These have to be marketed to the target audience. Thinking sustainability. Making decisions in the event management process that considers the social and the environmental impact of your event, right from the water management, the food and beverage, waste management, the venue selection, the energy efficiency output of your event, evaluating your event, the product that you're using or purchasing for your event, and of course, even the travel arrangements that you make for your guests to arrive at the event are all sustainability factors that need to be paid attention to guarantee the success of your event. Managing risk. Event management is a complex as it has many events and elements that contribute to the event. Possible points of failure must be locked in. Understanding what your risks are, the likelihood of any risk arising, and the strategies to minimize the risk and develop a robust contingency plan. Make it a success when you have always a backup plan. You must always have a plan B and a plan C in case the plan A fails to make your event a success. Steps in planning. Developing your event goal and objectives, organizing your team, establishing the budget, setting the date of the event, creating an event master plan, booking the venue on time, branding your event to reach your target audience, identifying and establishing partnerships and sponsorships, creating a publicity plan, determining the day of processes on the day of the event. Make sure that you have a grand success as your event. Allow me now to show you a short video clip. Kindly pay attention to this event planning tip that gives you favorable tips on proper event planning. Please pay attention. See the video carefully.
You tired of the same dull event time after time? It's time we flip event planning on its head, beginning with this video, Event Planning, Where to Start. Welcome to the Elevate Experiences YouTube channel, where we share tips and best practices for your next event. Guys, event planning isn't easy, but I'm going to give you 4 key takeaways to help you as you organize and plan your next event. And listen, be sure to stick around at the end because we got a free gift to help you as you make your next event your best event. Now, these 4 key takeaways will be essential and a starting point to give you practical things to mark off your checklist before even diving into the planning process. These event principles will turn an otherwise stale event into a remarkable experience. Be sure to subscribe to our channel because after this Event Planning 101 video, we have even more practical tips for you to dive in as you plan your event. So let's get started. I'm Billy Bowie, founder and president of Elevate Experiences. From consulting to creation, I have over 20 years of event production experience. I've seen what it takes to make an event go from good to remarkable and want to provide you with some steps you can take to do the same thing with your next event. All right, let's dive in. Tip number 1, listen to your client and understand the goal. Now, the very first thing to do as an event planner is to listen to your client. Now, your client might not be a paying customer, and if you're the event planner at your company, your client could be your boss or the CEO or whoever is hosting the overall event. If you work for an event planning company, your client would be whoever's paying you for the event. So beginning with your ears is crucial. The best event planners make sure they listen to their clients' hopes, goals, dreams, and execute on those things accordingly. You never want to become an event expert and impose your own will, but as the event planner, they'll look to you as an expert and they'll want you to lend your knowledge and advice. But overall, you want to make sure you've understood your clients and understood their goals and make sure you plan something that fits in with the picture they have for their event. Tip number 2, think for your guests. Now, once you've heard your client's ideas and fully understand their goals, it's time you know the audience so you can plan an event that truly has your guests remarking at the end. Ask yourself these handful of things as you work through this. Who is your guest at the event? Think about the demographic of the room, everything from their age to their type of work to even the type of music they like. Really try to understand who will be in the room experiencing your event. The next thing is you want to ask yourself, what brings them to this thing? Why are they there? Is this an optional event or is it mandatory? Are they excited or perhaps they're a little bit nervous? Is this a repeat event or will the guests be experiencing this for the very first time? Now the last thing is, how do I want my guests to feel at the end of this event? Do you want your guests to feel excited, energized, impacted, inspired? Really important things to think about. And once you fully understand your guest, you'll know this is an essential part of making an event that really connects to the audience. Have you ever been to an event where you felt like it was created specifically for you? What was that like? Go ahead and drop a comment below and share. I'd love to hear from you. Isn't it great when you've been to something you could tell it was designed specifically for you and they had you in mind? Knowing your guest will help you create an environment where they feel cared for, thought for, and this, my friend, will leave them remarking about your event. All right, you ready for tip number 3? Know the difference between an event and an experience. One of the greatest things you can do for your client, your guest, and honestly yourself, is to plan and produce an experience, not just an event. One thing I love to say is that an event is something you attend and an experience is something you undergo. As an event planner, you don't want to create a short-term event where people leave the same way as they walked in. Instead, you want to create an experience where people just feel impacted and they leave better, they leave changed because of the thing you made. Now, listening to your client, understanding their goals, creating an experience that's custom for your guest will leave a lasting impression on them. These handful of tips are the starting point for any remarkable experience. I have one final tip and a free gift for you. Tip number 4, follow a checklist. As an event planner, you've got 1,000 details running through your mind, right? For every event you plan or organize, you want to have a checklist you can follow to make sure you don't skip a beat. In fact, are you ready for the special gift I mentioned at the start? We've got a free event planning checklist for you today. This checklist will help you think through practical details as you plan your next event. You can find the link to get your free download in the description below. These first 3 takeaways are key to creating a remarkable event and are essential to do before getting started in the event planning and logistics part of your event. You want to make sure you listen to your client, think for your guest, and create an experience. As for diving into the details and logistics of planning an event, be sure to download the free checklist as a starting point. And make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the more practical event planning tips we have to share. So, if you liked the video, go ahead and click the thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to the Elevate Experiences channel. And don't forget your free download checklist and get after it. Thanks for joining and stay tuned as we continue diving into best practices for planning your next event.
Well, I do hope that you all enjoyed this video, which told us the importance of listening to our client, getting all the requirements down, and ensuring the success of our event as the delivery of memorable experience to our guests. A bit mentioned here about the reference books that I have used to make my video: The Business of Event Planning by Judy Allen and The Non-Obvious Guide by Event Planning by Andrea Dreesen. I end my video here by issuing a vote of thanks for your patience and your kind attention. And I do hope that now the importance of planning of events is a lot clearer in your young minds. There will be a quiz link in the description box after my video. All the AISSMS hotel management students are requested to attempt the quiz link. Thank you once again and have a great day. Stay safe.